Okay, so what we're doing next, now that we have our recipe, is we're kind of going to be going back and forth between this recipe and the past research we did about where these things came from. So first on my recipe is sausage and beef, which I know is sausage can be made of pork usually. So I'm thinking about pigs and cows or cattle and where those things came from, whether they started here in America originally or if it was brought from the exchange. So what I remember is that it mentioned this back in our social studies book. So I pulled this up and I found um, some of the crops Europeans brought, such as onions, that's going to matter later, coffee, bananas, sugar came from Africa or Asia. Animals common in Europe but new to the Americas also came horses, pigs, chicken, and cattle. So I'm going to write this down. I'm going to take a note that the beef and cattle came from Europe. Okay, now let's look at the next part of my recipe, which is onion. We just saw onion came from Africa. It mentioned that in our book. So I'm going to write down onion. Came to America from Africa. So I'm going to go through all of the items that are part of my recipe and do this work. Let's say I got to one and I didn't know where it came from. So let's say it's not mentioned in my social studies book either. So let's say garlic. Maybe I have no idea where garlic came from. I'm going to just go to Google and I'm going to type Columbian exchange. Did the New World have any kind of garlic or onion? Are not native here. That one's not real great. Ooh, this is good. Columbian Exchange Encyclopedia. Fruits, onions, and garlic. Okay, European products that brought about significant change. So garlic also came from Europe. So I can write that down. Garlic was from Europe. So look back at the resources we've used this week, your social studies book, the previous Paradex. And if you need to, you can Google search any of these other things if you're unsure. But try to see where each of the pieces of your recipe came from. So far, none of mine originated in America. So that's going to be important to answer the next question. All right, go ahead, find your recipe.